Power, Faith, and Fantasy. America in the Middle East, 1776 to the present. By Michael Oren. So I have the dust jacket here. Here's what the dust jacket looks like. On the spine. This is about, as the subtitle suggests, is about how the United States has reacted to, and I suppose proactively done things in the Middle East. I mean, going to when there were pirates in Tripoli and all that. It goes all the way back to earlier times. This is not a book about, I mean, part of it is, but not really about, you know, America's response to Israel. I mean, that is part of it, but there's a lot of it that's a lot earlier than that. As you can see, the Civil War and Reconstruction, the Age of Imperialism. There's a lot going on there long before we talk about sort of modern geopolitics of Israel. The United States had a hand in a lot of what has happened, you know, in the Middle East, but it's at least as much, I want to say the fault of, at least as much France and England as the United States until much more recent times. So here we're just talking about some of the people involved. And let's skip ahead to the other images. Here we have a more modern, so there we have, obviously, President Clinton, Yasser Arafat here on the right, and Yitzhak Rabin. And now we're talking about more recent things, obviously. It's an interesting book. To me, the most interesting parts were the earlier parts, because I guess I've heard a lot about more recent kinds of developments and more recent actions and activities and reactions of the United States. But sort of that earlier period of time was more interesting to me. But I mean, it was all good. It was all interesting. It's just what drew me was the first half of the book or so, telling me all kinds of stuff that I really never knew before. All right. Power, so I should mention about the title, Power, Faith, and Fantasy, is because it's not just geopolitical. It is a lot of religious, and I don't mean the Jewish people, but the religious Christian people who believe that the Middle East, what happens in the Middle East, is important to their religion, and how they are influencing and have influenced the policies of the United States. There's a lot. It's not just, oh, well, we need an air base. It is in the past anyway, and probably somewhat in the present, but certainly in the past it was about faith and their belief that the Middle East holds a key to the world to come. That's Power, Faith, and Fantasy, Michael Oren.